Dan Lizzie here with my review of A Monster Calls. A Monster Calls is directed by J.A. Bayona, future director of Jurassic World 2, and stars Lewis McDonnell as Connor O'Malley, Sigourney Weaver, Felicity Jones, Toby Kebbell, and Liam Neeson as the Monster. The film is about Connor O'Malley, a kid who is dealing with his increasingly ill mother, and who also has to deal with bullies at school. Suddenly, he's visited by a giant monster who helps Connor through his grief and also reveals truths about Connor himself. This is a film that has been lauded with praise since its premiere at TIFF, but also has been met with some negativity due to its rather manipulative nature. For me personally, the trailers blew me away. The premise blew me away. The look of the monster, who looks like Groot's final form, blew me away. And I finally got to see it the other night, and I liked it. A Monster Calls is a beautifully shot, well-acted film that has enough magic in it to excuse some of the rather by-the-book moments you see coming. Now, let's kick off this review with the positives. The acting in this movie was great all around, with the cast giving off relatable, powerful performances throughout. Our lead in this film, Lewis McDonnell, who plays Connor, is a revelation. This is only this kid's second film, but it never shows. Connor is a smart kid that mostly keeps to himself and cares very much about his mother. He doesn't like confrontation that much, and he'll mostly throw an insult back at you under his breath. But he's also quick to display bravery when confronted by the monster. Speaking of which, Liam Neeson's The Monster is a terrific CGI creature. He's funny when he needs to be, scary when he needs to be, and he's an insightful guide to Connor's journey throughout this film. He helps Connor defending him and telling him these wonderfully, brilliantly animated tales narrated by Neeson's grumbly voice. They're spread throughout the film, and they are fantastic. These tales are about life and humanity, the past and the future, and there's a lot of shades of gray in there, which I really appreciated. Every time the monster appeared, it was a joy to watch. The way he bursts out of the ground and towers in the air, or the way he cuts through streets and buildings and trees, he's just an incredible effect. Felicity Jones plays Connor's mother, Lizzie. She does a lot with the few moments she's giving in this film, playing a fragile but strong mother trying to take care of her son despite her depleting health. Her scenes between Connor are quiet and heartfelt, but still leave quite the impact. Sigourney Weaver is great as Connor's grandmother. She and Connor have a few great scenes where they butt heads, which provides a lot of levity to the film. Weaver also shares a great scene with Connor where it's just her emoting in shock, and you're just on the edge of your seat wondering what the hell is she going to do next due to the circumstances in that scene. And she was great in this film. Fantastic addition to this cast. Toby Kebbell was also good in the film, like Felicity Jones. He only has a few scenes here and there. It's nice to see Toby Kebbell back on screen, though. In his actual physical form. He's been doing a lot of mocap these days, so that was nice to see. He plays Connor's father, and he has great scenes with Connor as well. But for some reason, I just couldn't stop thinking of Fantastic Four whenever I saw whenever he was in the movie, because I was just like, you remember when Dr. Doom tried that accent in that film, then disappeared halfway through, and that movie. But he was good in A Monster Calls, guys. He was great. He was good. The camera work is also to be praised in this film. Oscar Ferreira does a grand job with the scale of the monster in this film. You really feel like this is a larger-than-life, tangible creature. That also goes to the VFX department, but he feels real. You feel each stump, and what they do with whenever he comes in, his introductions, and how he interacts with the environment was fantastic. Also, the transitions were great as well. How they transitioned from scene to scene was very creative in this film. Whether it be from scene to scene or live action to animations, the transitions were a joy to see unfold. Now, earlier I brought up that this film was receiving some slack for being a little too manipulative with some of its plot points. Now, one of the goals of this movie is to make you cry, and it probably will do that, but at the cost of some of the surprises to the plot. The worst case scenario becomes the scenario in this movie, but really thinking about it, that is kind of the point of this film. This is a movie about grief, about what grief can do to the young and the old. It's about learning to let go, to live past it, to conquer it. This movie does have great lessons in dealing with that grief, though, which keeps A Monster Calls from being a simply feel-bad movie. There is a lesson to take from this. This is a lesson for anyone young and old who has ever experienced grief can learn something from this film, for better or worse. That's why at the end of the day, I liked A Monster Calls. Throughout the somewhat manipulative direction the plot takes, there is still a worthwhile lesson to be learned, coupled with magnificent performances and gorgeous animated tales. This is still a film worth seeing. So overall, I like the Monster Calls. Now, what do you guys think about it? If you've seen the Monster Calls, please let me know in the comment sections below. Did you like it? Did you hate it? You know, was it a little too manipulative for you? Or did you see past that and did you really see a good film? Because some people are praising this film as, you know, one of the best films of the year. I don't really see it as that. I liked it very much, but it's not on, wouldn't be in my top 10 per se for 2016. But I still want to see what you guys think of this film. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. And if you like hearing me talk about movies, please hit that subscribe button. Come join the conversation. I'll be glad to have you. And if you're looking for your own monster to call, click this button right here.